Well, look, it's been a massive week for US politics. It was only last weekend that Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt on his life, and there were emotional scenes as he recounted that event at the Republican National Conference.
As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me, what happened? Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened, and you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
And now Trump is back on the campaign trail with his running mate J.D. Vance in Michigan.
They keep saying he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week I took a bullet for democracy.
Trump's arrival at that Republican convention, and you heard those cheers, yes, you are, yes, you are. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was as if they were welcoming the Messiah. Lucy, what did you think of it? And did you notice any change in him? Because a lot of people talked about how this attempt on his life might change his approach.
Oh, I'm big on the Trump train, let me tell you now. I was so excited to see him come out on that stage, just as everybody was, because I think for a lot of Republicans in this movement, he is their Messiah, right? And if you actually stop and take a listen to what it is that he's talking about putting America first. He's talking about sealing the southern border, which is a massive problem in America. He's talking about putting a stop to taxing on tips. He's talking about, relying on good quality energy. Drill, baby, drill is what he said in his speech that went, by the way, for an hour and a half, which a lot of people criticised. But at the end of the day, he had a lot to talk about and he had a lot to reference, notwithstanding the fact that this attempt on his life. But was he different? I think in that first part of the speech, you saw a softer Trump. He was a little bit more reserved, but then he really came into his own again, and the typical Donald Trump that we all know, and the majority of us Republicans and the people that are on his side really love. So I think it's great to see him back on the campaign trail again and to show that form of bravery after what occurred. And, he was within an inch of his life. And it's remarkable to see. And by the grace of God, he's still with everybody and able to go and to appeal the Republicans ahead of this race. And right now it's looking like he's the preferred candidate, not just in the Republican Party, which is obvious, but now as the next American president.
Yeah, Joe, I'm sure you were hanging on to every word of that 90-minute speech.
It is the most incredible phenomenon. Like, I've just never seen anything like it. I think I've written like my last 6 columns in a row on it because it has everything. I mean, again, this is the blockbuster. This is the Hollywood sequel that was even bigger and better and more explosive than the original, and everything, God must be on his side because you just couldn't script this. You couldn't stage this, even if you wanted to, like the crazy Democrats or some crazy on social media, like I think John Cusack is saying.